Good morning, Dwight. How you feeling?
Good morning. I am great. Having a pretty good morning. Headed to my dad's basketball camp here in Atlanta.
Are you teaching?
Am I teaching? Yeah, I am. A lot of the kids right now. A lot of the kids and parents are excited that I'm in Atlanta. So I'm doing a lot of smiling and taking pictures right now, than actually doing the teaching.
Uh, why were you so emotional at the press conference when the Hawks introduced you? What hit you?
I think it was just having flashbacks of training in the gym that we had the press conference in, and it was just a lot of different emotions. Seeing my family and all the people that I grew up with, and actually just playing for my hometown team. So it was a lot of different things that was running through my mind, But I just saw the visions of me working out, and right behind the gym that we had the press conference in was the track that I used every morning, and then my school was maybe 2 minutes away from the gym that we had. So it was just a whole bunch of emotions running through my mind.
You also talked about confidence level of maybe losing confidence and then trying to get confidence back. Like that, it's such a strange thing to hear of somebody who's as decorated as you at age 30. But how did you lose your confidence?
Oh, I just think, being in a situation where, I wasn't involved a lot in what was going on, and sometimes as a player, that can affect you when you've been very effective in the NBA to go from that to basically, sometimes feeling like you wasn't worth too much. And, I was just in a bad little phase, but, I'm out of it now, and, I'm excited about what's about to happen next.
What was a tougher situation, the Lakers or the Rockets?
I wouldn't say it was just the situation. I would say it was just a couple, trials, that, as a human, we all go through different things, and it was something that I had to go through to make me stronger for today.
The situation in Houston, I just didn't understand what they told you or how they were going to use you as opposed to how you were eventually used in the offense. Was there a difference in what they told you, how you were going to be used and how it
Oh
played
yeah,
out?
oh yeah. I was being told a lot of different things, and it just didn't happen that way. But everything happens for a reason. You know, um, I can't go back in the past and get that time back. So for myself, I just have to leave that behind me. But it did produce a lot of endurance, and patience on my part, and I think it was good that it happened because it really kind of gave me some, I would say, gave me fire. It just woke something up in me um, for the next years of my career.
But are you going to be featured now in Atlanta?
I mean, I don't think it's about me being featured. I don't even want to, think that, coming in that this is my time to do this and do that. But I just want to be able to come in and do whatever I have to do to really help this team win. And I know that if I'm in tip-top shape, I know that if I'm coming in playing with total confidence in myself and in my game, then our team will be great.
He's Dwight Howard, the Hawks center, joining us. Dan Patrick Show. Mark Cuban said Kevin Durant going to Golden State is good for business for the NBA. What do you think?
I think he's right. Because despite people, being upset about what Kevin Durant did and saying, he's not loyal and all this stuff, um, every game that the Golden State Warriors is going to have this season is going to be sold out. Every Kevin Durant jersey is going to be sold out. and they're going to get a lot of attention. So, on the business side of things, I think uh, it's going to be great for the NBA.
You got a favorite memory of playing against Tim Duncan?
Oh yeah, I actually do, and I tell people this story all the time. My first year in the NBA, Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett, were my favorite players, growing up, and we were playing in San Antonio. Before the game, I was warming up and I was working on my Timmy D bank shot, and I thought I had it down packed because I didn't miss any of them before the game. And I was playing against the coaches, and I was making all the bank shots. And I got in the game, and I saw Timmy, and I said, you know what? I'm going to try Timmy's shot on Timmy. I faced him up, gave him a little quick jab, and tried to shoot it off the glass, and he jumped, and I thought he was going to block it. So I shot the ball as high as I could, and the ball it hit the top of the backboard, and it rolled off the other side. And I was so nervous, but he just looked at me and gave me a smile and patted me on the butt. And then I was like, man, I can't believe I just did that. But that was something I'll never forget.
You changed numbers. Why?
Well, I've had number 12, my whole life. And, I just felt like, I needed a change. I wanted something different. I wanted to come in with a different mentality, different me. And, the number 8 has, a lot of great meanings. And the one that, really stood out was the new beginning and new life. And, it was just so ironic that my birthday is December the 8th. And, I was supposed to be dead. My mom lost 7 kids, and I was supposed to be the 8th one. And, I ended up being the 8th one that lived out of all the ones who passed away. So it has some significance in my life.
Your mom lost seven children?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. You talked to her about it?
I have, and when she first found out, the first thing she said was, of course, the same thing that everybody said was, Kobe was number 8. And, I was like, okay, I'm proud, I think that's a great number if he wore it. But, that was the first thing she said. But then once I explained to her the meaning of it, she was all in for it.
That's cool.
She said she loved it.
What college did you almost pick?
That was tough. UNC was my favorite at the time, so it probably would have been UNC. I wanted to go to the school where Jordan went to, and a lot of the guys who were in my class that year chose to go to UNC. So I thought we would have had a really, really good team.
What do you think of the one and done rule?
Well, I think that these kids are so gifted and talented that they could come out of high school and be pretty effective in the NBA. But I also think on the business side of it, when you're 18, there's not a lot you know about finance and how to, save money and, how to put them in stocks and stuff like that and invest in the right things at 18. So I think maybe going to college, for a year, I don't think it's bad, but I wouldn't want to stop kids from living out their dreams because you never know what could happen in a year. But those are the rules, and, you got to abide by the rules.
How injured were you with your back, the surgeries?
I know the situation in L.A. I was supposed to sit out for a season, but I really wanted to come in and play. I wanted to be effective and win. I thought that I was blessed to have a situation to play with the Lakers, so I just tried to do what I could. In Houston, I think my first season was pretty good. In my last season, I had a couple knickknacks here and there. But for the most part, I was healthy. It wasn't my decision to sit out games or sit out back-to-backs. It was something that the team had wanted. But on my end, I felt great.
Tougher to play with Harden or Kobe?
Well, both of those guys are great competitors. I just think the timing was off, for all of us. We were all on different paths in our career. Kobe was at the tail end. James is, on the rise. So, it's just two different, type of teams. But I think that, timing is important, like I said, and, playing with the Hawks, is the right time for myself because I'm in a different space, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And, the Hawks, 3 years ago, were in a different position that they are in now, especially with the new management and things like that, So I think it's just the perfect time to be home.
Oh, that's a veteran answer there. Come on, answer it. Who's tougher to play, Harden or Kobe? Who is a tougher teammate to play with?
Well, I can't really say, man. I don't want to stir up anything. I think both of those guys are great players. And, despite what people say, me and Kobe didn't have one of those bad relationships. Like I said, I just think we were in two different parts of our career, and I think a lot of the things that, was going on, I think it was hyped up and made it, and people thought that it was more than what it really was. Personally, I can never hate, any player or hate on any player. All of us were blessed to be able to play in the NBA. It's not easy to make it here. It's not easy to stay here, so I'm never going to hate on anybody else who made it. I'm proud of all the guys who have made it to the NBA.
How about I answer it for you, Dwight? I'd say that Kobe's personality was tougher to play with, and James' game was harder to play with. How about that?
Everybody's going to have their opinion.
You can just nod your head. Nobody will see it. You can just nod your head, and I'll know that it was the correct answer. Hey, I'm putting you on the spot. You're a good sport. I wish you luck there in kind of a second career here for you going back home. So have fun at the camp, and thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.